Do you think the Tories have done a good job whilst they've been in power?
Some of it.
What do you think they've done well?
What have they done well? Well, I can't pinpoint it. I mean, I do watch a lot of Sky News and everything. I suppose I feel safe. Feel safe them in power.
Why do you always vote Tory? No matter what. Why do you always vote Tory? No matter what.
Hello, Peeps. Isn't it about time you went to a Tory constituency?
Okay, let's go to Radlett.
Peeps, it's a general election.
The Conservatives, what do you think that they're offering people?
Stability, because Rishi gets a hard time for being wealthy, but at least he understands how to make wealth. Starmer only understands how to spend it. I think COVID, Ukraine war, pretty much, and Liz Truss pretty much wrecked the country.
But Liz Truss was a Conservative, no?
Absolutely, but then every Labour government has left the country bankrupt for the last 50 years.
But obviously Keir Starmer's very keen to rectify that message to say economic stability will underpin all decisions. Do you believe that?
That's what he says today. Tomorrow he'll say something totally different. He can't seem to make his mind up about anything.
Okay, you said you don't know what the Labour Party's about.
No, I know what Corbyn is, Starmer's about, because I think he's on a mission. For himself, self-interested.
And you don't think Rishi Sunak is self-interested?
I don't think so, no. If he was really self-interested, he wouldn't take on a job, which is really very difficult. He doesn't have to. He's a very bright, successful man, and he could be doing other things in the world.
And you don't think that Keir Starmer's a bright, successful man who could also be doing other things in the world?
I think Starmer is a bright and successful man. I just think he's doing it in his own self-interest.
Okay. Why that distinction?
So I think he's interested in moving up the ladder for the power. I think he's now circa Keir Starmer. I would be not surprised if his next mission is to be Lord Starmer.
Would you trust Rishi Sunak to continue being your Prime Minister?
I have to say yes, because there are signs of improvement.
What signs are those?
With the growth, especially. I think inflation will go down. I think interest rates will come down as well. And I think sometimes it's broken enough. So they say if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it anymore. I don't think.
But it is broken, is it not?
It is broken, but will someone like the Labour government and Keir Starmer improve anything radically? Probably not.
I'm not totally convinced yet. I mean, I've been a lifelong Conservative voter, but I think as things stand at the moment, I will probably vote Labour. The Labour Party was in a bit of a mess, to be honest, and I think Starmer's sort of gotten sorted out pretty well. I mean, he's not everybody's sort of cup of tea, but I quite like him, actually, and I think he comes across quite well. There are a lot of people that just, however much they're fed up with the Conservatives, couldn't vote Labour.
No. And I'm almost the same as that. I'm, lifelong Conservative, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to actually put my cross on the Labour box. It's not Keir Starmer that's the problem, it's everybody else within that.
Like who?
Angela Rayner.
You don't like Angela Rayner?
I'm afraid not. She's not my cup of tea.
Why is she not your cup of tea?
She's just not. She, everything that I would think about, she's just not my bag.
She doesn't really give you that warm, fuzzy feeling.
No.
She's also quite aggressive.
She is.
And her sort of bedside manner, I don't think, is very good in Parliament or in Prime Minister's questions, etc.
Yeah.
But do you think... I don't know, there's been plenty male politicians whose bedside manner haven't been particularly good.
It's not to do with female and male.
No.
It's her. And you can't play that card, really. It's about her. There are plenty of other people in Labour that, come across very, very well. Mm-hmm. But for me, if the election was today, I honestly wouldn't know where to put my cross.
Who are you going to vote for?
It's a really difficult question, isn't it? Because I really think we need a change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very reluctant to vote for the Labour Party because of the attitude they have towards Israel and the Jews, particularly at the moment, whereas Rishi Sunak is absolutely behind us. So I'm in a bit of a bind at the moment. I think they all tell you what you want to hear, and then they go away and do what the hell they want.
Why do you always vote Tory? No matter what.
Irritating at the time, but in future people could be grateful for it.
I don't think Labour could have done any different. Well, you've had a pandemic, you've had furlough, you've had major crisis, and then they would have done any better.
What do you think the Tories are offering in the next election that appeals to you?
Stability, more than Labour can.
I mean, do you think it was the economy's been stable in the past 5-10 years?
It hasn't been as bad as people are making out.
What about Liz Truss?
Okay, she was a one-off mistake for 5 weeks, but everybody makes mistakes. We all make mistakes in life, and I really think that Rishi could do much better.
I'm going to vote Labour.
And historically, have you voted Labour before?
Yes, I'm a member of the Labour Party. They are being sensible about what can and can't be done at the moment. Getting us on the road again, because I do think we've reached a point where one is not very proud to be here, actually.
What do you think matters to people in Radlett? What do you think they're concerned about?
Well, that's a very difficult one, because most people here are very comfortably off. And many people here wouldn't have any real idea about what it's like not to have very much money. I do know quite a lot of people in Radlett who vote Labour, actually, but they don't usually say. So it's that sort of situation.
We went to the pub to try and find some more people to chat to, and we spoke to 3 or 4 who said they've historically voted Tory, but now they're going to vote Reform, even one 18-year-old guy, but none of them wanted to be on camera. So you living in Radlett, what matters to you?
I actually think they've just got to be careful of how they develop around here. There's a lot of developments that have been in planning, which is taking away a lot of the green belt or the brown belt land, which is a bit concerning. I just think perhaps the cost of council tax is quite incredible, depending on what band you are here. That could be possibly addressed.
And obviously you've got the Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden as your MP.
Yes.
What do you think of him as an MP?
I've always had a lot of respect for him. I think he does deliver.
What has he delivered?
Well, I just think he's kept the area pretty much in a good position. It's a lovely place to be. There aren't any issues here. Everything's kept clean and tidy. If there's an issue with roads, they're fixed, or potholes, for example, they're fixed in time. Any sort of small thing.
Probably down to the high council tax.
Yeah, that could be improved.
Okay, we've had Tory from. I am Tory leaning all my life. In 2019, I could not vote Tory because it was led by that slug whom I found the most repulsive politician. Am I being clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
You weren't a big Boris fan?
The most repulsive since Blair. It's awful to say it, but there is nobody worth a light. We are screwed. We're done.
Do you think there's any point even voting then?
Listening to what I'm saying to myself, clearly no. But a long time ago, I recognized that I grew up with this word democracy. We don't have democracy. We're lost, really. I don't know what else we could have, but what we have is not democracy.
What would be your dream building, and where would it be on the high street?
It's not quite a dream building, but what we've got is just rubbish. I mean, look. It's just appalling, and it's redolent of so many high streets built after the war, cheap architecture, cheap materials, flat, dull, boring, and it'll be here for another 100 years. Sad.
Do you think Labour would do anything?
Of course not. No one can do anything about that. It's private enterprise.
I'm really joking.
What do I know?
Well, goodbye from Peeps.
And goodbye from him. And goodbye from us.
Say goodbye from Radlett.
Goodbye from Radlett.
Why do you always vote Tory? No matter what. election. Peeps, it's a general election.